Welcome to Car Flash, the place where cars come to life through real-world reviews, sharp details, and honest takes. Today, we're diving deep into the return of an icon, the 2026 Mazda CX-7. After years of absence, Mazda has revived the CX-7 nameplate with a brand new design, tech-forward cabin, and a performance package that feels like it's been fine-tuned with passion. This isn't just a mid-size crossover, this is Mazda's bold new statement in the competitive SUV space. Let's explore exactly what makes the 2026 CX-7 stand out or fall short in this new era of performance meets efficiency crossovers. Exterior. Starting with the front, the 2026 CX-7 wears Mazda's evolved Kodo design language like a tailored suit. The grille is bolder and wider than before, with a 3D mesh pattern that plays beautifully with the light. Depending on the trim, you get either a satin metallic finish or a darker gloss black that adds a more aggressive tone. Slim LED headlights with Mazda's new adaptive lighting signature extend slightly into the front fenders, giving the CX-7 a confident, almost smirking expression. The hood has subtle sculpting that draws your eyes up toward the windshield, with precise creases that give the front a sense of motion even when parked. From the side, proportions are everything, and Mazda nails it. The CX-7 sits right between the smaller CX-5 and the larger CX-90, making it a sweet spot for drivers who want more space without committing to a 3-row SUV. It stretches about 188 inches long and rides on a 112-inch wheelbase, giving it a low, athletic stance. You'll notice strong character lines along the beltline, subtly flared fenders, and sleek body cladding that doesn't feel overdone. The roofline gently tapers toward the rear, framed by chrome or gloss black window trim, depending on your trim level. Higher trims come with 20-inch alloy wheels with a turbine-inspired design, while the base models get clean, stylish 18 inches. And don't miss the retractable door handles, new for 2026, which flush into the body for a cleaner aerodynamic profile. Move to the back, and the CX-7 keeps things clean, upscale, and unmistakably Mazda. The taillights are thin, sharp, and wide, wrapping around the rear fenders with a segmented LED layout that mirrors the front. There's a subtle roof spoiler, a sculpted liftgate with a floating Mazda badge, and dual exhaust outlets neatly tucked into the lower bumper, real ones, by the way, not the fake plastic kinds you see too often these days. The rear design communicates refinement rather than aggression. It feels mature, premium, and timeless, just like Mazda intended. Interior. Inside, Mazda continues to aim for premium without crossing into luxury brand territory. The interior is a masterpiece of minimalist design and tactile quality. Sit behind the wheel, and you're greeted by a redesigned 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that's crisp, responsive, and intuitively laid out. A floating 12.3-inch infotainment display sits on top of the dash, operated primarily by Mazda's rotary commander on the center console. Yes, touch is still limited, but the system is snappy and distraction-free once you get used to it. The dashboard flows smoothly into the doors with layered horizontal trim, wrapped in soft touch materials, real metal, and available open-pore wood or aluminum accents, depending on your trim. The front seats are supportive and well bolstered, with available Napa leather, contrast stitching, and optional seat ventilation. You get memory settings for the driver, heated steering wheel, and a dual-zone climate control system that feels more responsive than ever. In the rear, there's generous legroom and decent headroom, thanks to that clever roofline. The rear seats recline, and they're also heated on upper trims. Cargo space lands around 30.4 cubic feet behind the second row and expands to over 60 with the seats folded flat. Competitive for the class, though not quite the best. Mazda's attention to sound insulation is noticeable here. Whether you're in traffic or cruising on the highway, the cabin stays whisper quiet. Performance is where the 2026 CX-7 makes an interesting pivot. Under the hood, you've got two options. The standard engine is a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, delivering 187 horsepower and 186 pounds-feet of torque. Fine for daily driving, smooth and predictable, paired to a well-calibrated 8-speed automatic transmission. But the real headline is the available turbocharged 2.5-liter engine producing up to 256 horsepower and 320 pounds-feet of torque on premium fuel. And trust us, this thing moves. Acceleration is brisk, with 0-60 times around 6.5 seconds. And throttle response is sharp. Mazda's G-Vectoring Control Plus system helps the CX-7 feel composed in corners, offering a driving dynamic that's still best in class for a non-luxury SUV. Front-wheel drive is standard, but most trims can be optioned with Mazda's iActive all-wheel drive system, which now comes with off-road traction assist. The steering is direct, nicely weighted, and has a surprising level of feedback for a crossover. Braking is progressive, and the suspension strikes a near-perfect balance between comfort and responsiveness. You feel in control, engaged, but never beat up over rough pavement. For those looking for something even more efficient, a plug-in hybrid version is rumored to launch later in the model year. Stay tuned. Let's talk pricing. The 2026 Mazda CX-7 starts at around $32,000 for the base S trim, which already comes decently equipped with LED lighting, adaptive cruise control, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a solid safety suite including lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross-traffic alert. Step up to the preferred or premium trims, and you'll add niceties like the larger screen, power tailgate, panoramic sunroof, and upgraded audio. The turbo trims start at roughly $39,000 and can climb to around $45,000 for the top-tier CX-7 Turbo Premium Plus with every option box checked. Still a good value considering what you get in performance, comfort, and tech. Mazda's warranty remains industry standard, 3 years/36,000 miles basic and 5 years/60,000 miles powertrain. So, where does that leave the 2026 Mazda CX-7 in the landscape of mid-size crossovers? It's clear Mazda has designed this SUV for buyers who want a more premium feel without going full luxury. It's stylish, quiet, and fun to drive, with just enough edge to stand out from the sea of anonymous crossovers. Sure, it might not have the biggest cargo hold or the most screens, but what it offers is balance, design, performance, and usability in harmony. Mazda loyalists will be thrilled, and newcomers might be surprised just how far this brand has come. Thanks for riding with us today on Car Flash. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-7, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a review. Got questions or want to see how the CX-7 stacks up against rivals like the RAV4, CR-V, or Hyundai Tucson? Drop a comment below. We read every one. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road and your passion in drive.